guys, my name is Paige Bridges, and today for my visual aid speech, I'm going to do a presentation over how to wash dishes manually. This idea came to me because I work as a full-time nanny for a sweet little family. Unfortunately, they do not have a dishwasher, so most of my days are spent washing dishes after the kids eat. So I figured what a better way to do a visual aid representation on something that I do every day. So for me, washing dishes includes 4 steps. The first one's going to be filling my sink up with hot, soapy water. The first one includes putting the dishes in there for them to get all soapy. The second step is going to involve actually scrubbing the dishes with a scrub brush. And the third step is going to be rinsing the dishes off, removing all the soap, the food, the bacteria. And then the fourth step is going to include sitting them out on the counter to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first step. For me, I like getting my water as hot as my hands can handle. That way I know I'm killing the germs. And then I'm going to put the little sink plug in the sink to fill it up with water. And then I'll add a few drops of my dish soap. Personally, I like using the Dawn antibacterial. The Dawn soap really does a good job at cutting the grease, and it's antibacterial, so it also will kill any foodborne pathogens or other bacteria that could be left over on the dishes. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and fill the sink up and add some soap and water. Okay, and then as the sink is filling up with the hot water, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the dirty dishes. After I add the dishes and I see that there is enough water in the sink, at this time I would usually let the dishes soak for 5 or 10 minutes just to help break up all the leftover food. Due to time restraints on the speech, I'm just going to go ahead and go along to step 2, where I'm actually scrubbing the dishes. To scrub the dishes, I have this little hand scrubber. I like using this better than a sponge because this actually scrubs, and it also is easier to clean. It's not like a sponge where it's going to be holding bacteria. So I'm going to go ahead and do step 2 and scrub the dishes. And then for cups, I have a longer scrub brush that I can put down in the cups that makes it easier. Okay, and then after I've scrubbed all the dishes, and I'm sure they're clean, there's still a little soapy over here in the left side of my sink. I'm going to go ahead and drain the water over here. And then I'll proceed on to step number 3, which is going to be rinsing the dishes, making sure I get all the soap, all the leftover food, and washing away any bacteria that could be on the plate. Making sure I get all that rinsed off and down the drain before I move on to step number 4. And then once I moved on to step number 4, it's going to be a little combined with step number 3. You're just going to rinse off your plates, and as you're rinsing them off, you're going to set them face down on a towel that I already have laid out over here so they have time to dry. All right, and now all my dishes are over here on this towel, ready to be dried. And like I said, most people do have a dishwasher. Unfortunately, the family I work for does not. So I thought I would just do a quick representation on how to wash dishes manually. Like I said, the first step was filling the sink up with hot soapy water. The second step was scrubbing all the food and germs away. The third step was rinsing them off. And then the fourth step, which was kind of combined with the third step, was placing them up on the counter on a towel to dry. All right, thank y'all.